Crossfire. Coming up later, the desecration of a national monument right here in Washington. But right now, we're mixing religion and politics. The Southern Baptist Convention is taking place in St. Louis this week. Yesterday, a leading minister spoke at the convention and said, among other things, that Muhammad was a, quote, demon-possessed pedophile. Comments, as you can imagine, have set off a firestorm of controversy. That's our debate tonight in the Crossfire. Hussein Ibish of the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee and the Reverend Jerry Falwell. Mr. Ibish, you made reference a couple of times in the last segment to anti-Semitism.
Right.
Compared the treatment of Islam to anti-Semitism. But as you well know, there is the hotbed in the world of anti-Semitism is, of course, the Islamic world, where it's broadcast openly, for instance, on Al Jazeera, and even here in Islamic... Well, oh, please. Let me give you another example, much closer to home. This is from the Washington Post in February. The Islamic Saudi Academy in Northern Virginia. The Post went in and took a look at its textbooks, the one given out by the school. They teach that the Day of Judgment won't come until Jesus Christ returns to Earth, breaks the cross, and destroys Christianity, and Muslims kill Jews. That's what it says in the Washington Post. That's not anti-Semitism?
Of course, if it says that, naturally, here's the point. The point is there are plenty of people spreading hatred on both sides of this equation. You know, why are these people at the Southern Baptist Convention insulting Islam in this way and trying to promote fear and hatred of Muslims? They're doing it because I think in many cases these are fundamentalist dispensationalists who yearn for Armageddon. They, like bin Laden, they have the same agenda. They want to promote a generalized conflict between the Islamic world and the West. They're trying to stoke the fires of hatred and fear. They want to provoke a conflict. That's why they're being so insulting, so outrageous, and so provocative. It is in fact the analog of the kind of hateful rhetoric that you see also in the Middle East, and all of it is wrong and bad.
Reverend Falwell, I'm still staggered at the notion that you think God condoned the attacks of September 11th, but to defend you, you never said God does not hear the prayers of a Jew. That was Reverend Bailey Smith, who was the president of the Southern Baptist Convention back in 1980. Rather famous statement, but Reverend Falwell, I'm not in the business of defending Jerry Falwell, but you never did say that. But I want to show you a piece of videotape.
He did say the Antichrist was
Excuse me, Hussein, Mr. Ibish, there's a piece of videotape I want to show Reverend Falwell from a man I'm sure he will agree with me, while we disagree on his politics. He's a very good Christian who said something very different about the Islamic faith. I think you may have to listen to it. We'll play it for the audience at home and ask you to respond, Reverend Falwell.
All right. The face of terror is not the true faith of Islam. That's not what Islam is all about. Islam is peace.
Reverend Falwell, who's right, Jerry Vines or George Bush?
I don't think either one. I don't think either George Bush or Jerry Vines believes that 1.3 billion Muslims are terrorists. Nobody has said that. He is saying, Dr. Vines is saying, and it's a fact, that Muhammad, in fact, did have among his many wives a 9-year-old wife.
But he also, Reverend Vines also says a lot more than that. Also said that Islam leads to terrorism. President Bush, who, again, I don't agree with, but a very good Christian, says, no, no, no. In fact, Islam is a religion of peace. I agree with George W. Bush, probably the last time in my life, but I'm just curious as to which side you're going to choose.
Well, I'm glad you agree with Mr. Bush, and I hope you'll vote for him next time against Hillary. But,
prayer can do a lot, Reverend, but ain't going that far.
But back to the subject, I've just heard that we have had over 4,000 people who have now, since this program began, read Islamic history on Falwell.com to find out the facts of what this whole program is about. You invited me here tonight. You invited me here tonight to defend the statement, or at least to support the statement of Dr. Jerry Vines. I'm here to tell you that what he said about Muhammad, that is with a 9-year-old wife,
that he's demon-possessed.
In any civilized society.
You are saying he was right, that Muhammad was demon-possessed. Exactly.
Like you, I don't know who's demon-possessed.
Exactly. Now, here's the point.
Let me explain something. Gentlemen, I'm sorry, the producers are telling us we're out of time. We tried to give you as much time as we could, but that's all the time we've got.
The question is even further, but we can't.
Mr. Ibish, do you have any website you want to plug?
No, I don't have a website I want to plug. I want to say that spreading hatred is...
The White House is steaming because of